I'd like for you to take a second and think about what a GMO is. Did you imagine corn and soy? Did the name Monsanto and Roundup enter your mind? Well, those are specific GMOs or their manufacturers. GMOs encompass far more than that. GMOs are organisms whose genetic material has been altered in an artificial way. Now, I'd like to take a few minutes to tell you a little about GMOs and how they impact you. First, we need to look at how genes work. Every living creature has DNA. Think of DNA like a language with 4 letters that all cells understand. Genes are small segments of DNA, with each gene providing instructions for building a single protein. In conventional breeding, humans manipulate genes through the use of artificial selection and crossbreeding to produce desirable traits in plants and animals. This process takes place by choosing 2 specimens of a species and breeding them together. The offspring inherits a mix of those specimens' genes, and with the exemption of random mutations, the offspring are limited to the genes of the parents. In contrast to that, genetic engineering works by taking the DNA of an organism that has a desirable trait and extracting it, after which the genome is analyzed and the gene for the desired trait is located and copied. This gene is then inserted into the target organism. Now that we know what GMOs are, let's talk about how they can be used. According to the California Biomedical Research Association, GMOs are significantly useful in the process of providing life-saving therapies and medical research. One specific use is the production of insulin. Prior to GMOs, most insulin was extracted from the pancreas of animals, mainly pigs. Today, however, genetic engineering has made it possible to produce human insulin from the E. coli bacteria. Further research is being conducted on using peanut proteins to protect people with allergies from their dangerous reactions. There is similar research on bacteria that prevents tooth decay. In order to conduct this research, however, both the peanuts and bacteria had to be genetically modified. GMOs can also have nutritional benefits. Golden rice has been genetically modified to produce beta-carotene as a source of vitamin A. According to the World Health Organization, the deficiency of vitamin A is linked to between 250,000 and 500,000 cases of blindness in children per year. Half of these children die within 12 months of losing their sight. Genetic modification was used on oranges to prevent Huanglongbing disease, also known as citrus greening. According to National Geographic, this disease has infected as much as 80% of Florida's groves. No citrus species have the ability to resist the disease, so farmers extracted a gene from spinach and were able to save their fruit trees. Despite the benefits, there has still been considerable backlash to GMOs. According to the Institute for Responsible Technology and Earth Open Source, several problems exist with GMOs. Among these are fears that GMO consumption will cause negative reactions in humans, and that GM crops may be environmentally hazardous. A study conducted by Professor Seralini claims to have found evidence of Roundup-ready crops causing tumors and kidney and liver failure in rats. As for the environment, a study by Professor Rosie Marshall had found that Bt corn, or corn which has been modified to produce Bacillus thuringiensis, stunted the growth of caddisflies and resulted in higher rates of mortality. She also concluded that widespread planting of Bt crops has unexpected ecosystem-scale consequences. However, both of these studies have faced scrutiny from the wider scientific community for poor research methods or ethical concerns. The rats used in Seralini's study are known to grow tumors at that rate no matter the condition, and Bacillus thuringiensis is a naturally occurring bacterium found in soil, plants, and animals well before GM corn was even a concept. While plenty of evidence shows that herbicides and pesticides are harmful, I was unable to find any studies that show GMOs are inherently dangerous. In conclusion, genetic modification is a technology. As with all technology, specific cases of hazard should not condemn it. After all, cutting yourself on a kitchen knife doesn't mean you'd throw away the whole set. Thank you.